If you're thinking of picking up home brewing as your next hobby, you're going to have a lot of questions.
Today, we'll tackle some of the most commonly asked questions. That's what's next on Homebrewing TV. Mike and I have come across quite a few questions over the years, and we feel we're able to answer those questions pretty darn well.
After watching this video, if you've decided that home brewing is the hobby for you, you'll be able to walk into any home brewing store and shop confidently. Let's get to the questions.
It's not hard at all to make beer. There are beer kits, plenty of free recipes on the internet, and recipe books.
Truthfully, if you can follow instructions, you can make beer. Or, as I tell people, if you can make mac and cheese, you can make beer. It's slightly more than just boiling water, but not by much, so don't worry.
Trust me, it's going to be the best beer you've ever had. Almost all homebrewers will tell you that when they've made their first batch of beer, it tasted better than anything they've ever had.
The reason being is that you're using the freshest ingredients and making beer in a way that involves the love of the craft.
Also, you are not putting in preservatives, just all natural ingredients. This is just like any other hobby. The point of the hobby is to do something that you enjoy, not necessarily to save you money. It's going to come out to be between $10 to $35 per case of beer.
Your initial costs, based on what we've seen, will be in the $100 to $150 range for a starter kit. That includes everything you need, minus the pot, bottles, and a recipe kit. Recipe kits sell for about $20 to $65.
If you're looking at a way to save money on beer, I would just suggest buying a Bud Light and putting a pickle in it for flavor.
Get throw that beer. Generally, it'll be about 2 hours on the stove, and then a few weeks in the fermenter, and a few weeks in the bottle.
It's about 1 month from start to finish before you can start drinking it. If you're kegging your beer, it's a bit faster.
If you plan on doing extract with specialty grains, then no, you only need a pot that holds 5 gallons. You'll be working with 2.5 gallons of unfermented beer, referred to as wort, on the stove. If you're thinking about going into all grain, then yes, you do need a burner.
Most homebrewers don't do lagers at first. They stick with ales. The reason is that lagers ferment at a lower temperature than ales, so you'd also need a fermentation fridge. Ales ferment at room temperature and are far more forgiving.
Yes, brewing is 99% making sure everything is clean and 1% following directions.
5 gallons may sound like a lot, but really 2 cases goes pretty quick once you start giving it away to people. Also, most prepackaged ingredients are designed for 5 gallons, so you don't really save that much money when you go the smaller route.
A stout is an ale. They're pretty easy to make. Darker beers for your first beers are pretty forgiving in general.
I normally recommend people trying a brown ale, pale ale, or a wheat for their first ones. If you hate all of those, then what you want to try is something that you like. But the thing about a brown ale specifically is that they have a lot of flavor, not crazy hopped, and generally cheap to make.
There are a few beers that I would stay away from on your first beer. Simple is the way to go. I'd stay away from bigger beers. You know what I mean by bigger beers are the ones that have high ABV. You have to let those sit way too long in order for them to taste right. I would stay with something in the ballpark of 4 to 6.5% alcohol. Also, don't do a lager. Those go through a different fermentation process where you need a refrigerator.
You don't need one for the first batch, but you will need at minimum a plastic food grade bucket to ferment in.
The key there is being food grade. Don't use a paint bucket from a hardware store. You'll be very sad after the fermentation is done.
One way to think of it is, if you're going to drink it, might as well make it. If you like to impress friends and family, then this is the hobby for you. I wouldn't get into the hobby because it's going to save you bundles of money.
I personally enjoy this hobby because making beer is something that I can share. Not only the end product, but the experience of brewing it as well. If you have any further questions we might answer, please add those down in the comments below.
Until next time, keep brewing,
my friends.
Your motivation is a bit off, or you'll be in for a rude awakening. There's just too many cards.
I know.
If you're looking at getting into beer to save you money.
Getting into beer.
Kids, on the other hand, I can't tell. This is going to be bad. I wonder. I might have to kill the neighbor child. we'll give it a shot. We'll see if he makes any weird noises. All right, here we go.
Okay. If you plan on doing extract.
Okay. You're still going. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's too funny.
Frickin' car coming.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on! Just wait! There it goes! I'm gonna try it again. And the dogs are going nuts now.
Yeah, I know.
Son of a... Get him!
Shut up!
Until next time, keep brewing, friends. That's supposed to be both of us.
Oh.
Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and remember to also click the bell icon so that you can be notified when there's new content available. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.